Let me start off by asking this. Just give me a raise of hands, guys, or like put it on the chat or whatever. How many of you guys are actually still keeping New Year resolutions or have kept New Year resolutions this year? A quick raise of hands, please. All right. I see 5 people so far. And this is out of a total of 21 people. Okay, thank you so much for that. And I just wanted to see whether most of the people were on the same page as me. To the 5 people who raised your hands, I am really, really proud of you. But as far as I am concerned, New Year resolutions and me, we have not been going well hand in hand. See, I make a New Year resolution, and then a couple of years ago, I realized that the most that a New Year resolution has lived is like 2 weeks into New Year, and that's it. And then I just give up because I realized that this goal is not happening anymore. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever thought about how this so-called motivational process of goal setting is actually counterproductive sometimes? Picture this. You are starting a new sem and you want to actually get a good GPA this sem. So you go out there on the first day, you go to class, you have a notebook in your hand, and you start taking notes. You start listening to the professor. Everything is going really well. Fast forward to the day before the city, and suddenly you're just hanging on to that 75% attendance. You're barely there. The notebook that you had in the beginning of the semester is nowhere to be seen. And you've been sleeping in class so much that you don't even remember the face of the professor teaching you anymore. Project is phodenge turns into agla phodenge, and this just keeps repeating again and again and again every single time. Now, the issue with setting goals is that you initially set this huge standard for yourself and then you fail at it. And eventually you just give up on setting goals altogether, like with New Year resolutions. So I came across this book recently, which is very, very popular, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And that is where I started thinking about why goal setting is not actually so constructive after all. Goal setting is actually when you start putting high standards for yourself, like I was saying. And in the end, because it is so difficult to reach that goal that you set for yourself, because you're very ambitious. So whatever position you are in, the goal that you've set for yourself is probably at a very different level from where you're at right now. And it is fine for the first few days when you work towards it, but eventually you just feel really, really depressed because you are not getting anywhere near that goal as time goes by, no matter how hard you work. And it ends up, like I was saying before, with you giving up on it. So James Clear talks about how we need to shift our focus to developing systems instead of just setting goals. So James Clear says that when you set a goal, the system is what you use to achieve that goal. So for example, when I was talking about getting good grades this sem, for example, the system is what you would use to achieve that goal. It is going to class regularly and taking notes. So James Clear says that you should be focusing on the system and not the goals. And the goals will achieve themselves. You do not need to worry about them at all. So to elaborate, say I've come up with a hypothetical goal list. Let's say I want to get good grades, I want to lose weight, I want to solve 250 lead code problems, I want to get a 1200 rating on Codeforces. Now that is a sort of low rating if you're already into competitive coding, but for a beginner, that is like a normal thing to set. So get a 1200 rating on Codeforces, for example. Now these are the goals that you set in the beginning of the year, all right? And what I want you to do next time is when you set these goals, you can just do something else on the right-hand side as well, which is creating a system. So when you say get good grades, like I said, the step for that would be to go to class regularly and keep up with class by taking notes. The second thing to do would be for losing weight, it might be 30 minutes exercise every single day. Solving 250 leak code problems, you could do that by doing one leak code problem per day. And for getting better at competitive programming, you could attempt one Division 2 contest every 2 weeks. Great. Now you have a system in place that will help you with these goals. Now that you have this system, I want you to completely forget about this left-hand side. Don't think about the goals at all from now on. Just focus on the systems that you've created. And by doing this, what you are telling yourself is that if you just, do this one small thing, this one tiny step, you can give yourself a pat on the back. Now you are no longer standing there on the scales and wondering, hey, I've just, after all of these days, lost like 500 grams. I'm supposed to be losing 3 kilograms by the end of this period. And you're not going to be looking at your rating and think, I'm only at 1,000. When will I ever get to 1,200? I don't think this is possible. No, because those goals are not there anymore. All you need to do is just attempt one Division 2 contest every 2 weeks. You just need to try a problem every day. That is all that is expected of you, and there is no pressure at all. And these tiny changes over time, what they will help you do is that they will end up giving you your goals after a period of time if you keep at it. So you do not need to worry about the future at all. And you will eventually end up exceeding the goals that you even set out for. So this is exactly the subtitle of the book as well, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results, because you do not really set goals and just go after them without setting up systems. So to reiterate, how do systems help? They are not result oriented. They do not give you this sort of pressure that gives you, that puts you under a constant mindset of, oh my God, I've set this huge thing for myself and I'm getting nowhere near it. And you do not have to, go by every day thinking, when will I finally get the sense of achievement of having achieved that goal? No, because you have a system in place and you are taking these tiny steps towards finally achieving whatever you set out for. And of course, you're not even keeping those things in mind anymore because it doesn't matter. You have a good system that you're following, and that is all that matters. So now is the time to set a goal and then forget about it. You need to focus on your systems instead. Toastmaster of the day, what goal are you thinking of forgetting about this new year? Over to you.